Welcome to Watch Mojo, and we're getting so unsettled by the creepiest video games of all time, whether it be through the game's visuals, atmosphere and art design, or disturbing lore, that we don't know if we'll ever recover, let alone finish our playthrough.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Number 10, Alice Madness Returns.
Are you mad?
I'm not mad.
Rabbit,
That's not right. What's he doing?
is something wrong?
Something wrong?
Alice in Wonderland was already a pretty dark story, but in the hands of American McGee, it's an outright nightmare. The twisted interpretations of familiar characters and the world itself produce a warped version of Wonderland, which is given a gothic steampunk makeover, industrializing everything from the various levels to even the weaponry Alice uses to fight off the world's creatures. Alice herself is even given a much darker backstory, starting with her escape from a mental institution, with Alice believing she is responsible for the fiery deaths of her family. The world is disturbingly gorgeous, and the new approach to the beloved classic is sure to unsettle and stick with you far longer than the source material.
Your view conceals a tragedy. The whole truth you claim to see eludes you because you won't look at what's around you.
Number 9, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Horror games always set out to make the player feel helpless, but none manage to capture that sense of complete defenselessness the way Amnesia: The Dark Descent does. The title of Dark Descent is wildly appropriate, as not only do players need to descend into the depths of the castle, but also uncover the mystery of their missing memories, all while being relentlessly stalked by all manner of insanity-inducing creatures and abominations.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry.
The fact the player can't fight back only adds to the game's tension, as your only defense is to run and hide. The oppressive atmosphere is only matched by the castle's disturbing history, as the more you uncover, the more you can't wait to escape with your sanity intact. Number 8, Detention. It's always the most unassuming ones that traumatize you the most. Set during a period of martial law in the 1960s in Taiwan, players find themselves trapped inside their school, and with night approaching, the nightmares begin to creep in. With the school warping and distorting around them, creatures begin to stalk the player through the halls as they try to find a way to escape. As if this wasn't bad enough, the more the players uncover, the more disturbing their own backstories are, and the game's world becomes a purgatory in which they uncover the dark history of the school and relive their most traumatic moments until they finally accept responsibility for their actions. It's the most traumatic form of therapy. Number 7, Alan Wake 2.
First things first. What's your name?
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
The first Alan Wake introduced players to the Dark Place, and with the sequel, Remedy threw players inside, locked the door, and turned off the lights. The sense of complete and utter dread Alan Wake 2 immerses the player in is unlike any survival horror game before it, full of twisted characters, unsettling locations, and a new endless stream of jump scares. Split between two worlds, the Dark Place and the real world, neither is any less unsettling, as Alan must deal with the shadow creatures and manipulative nightmares of the Dark Place, while Saga deals with Alan's writings coming to life and affecting the residents of Bright Falls and the surrounding areas. There are not enough flashlight batteries in the world to fight off these nightmares. Number 6, Iron Lung.
Approaching maximum depth. The hole's feeling it, but it's still holding strong. Closing porthole shielding.
Speaking of unassuming, Iron Lung has probably some of the darkest lore out of any of the games on this list. Set after an event known as the Quiet Rapture, in which all living things and planets mysteriously disappear, only those who were inhabiting space stations remain, and continue to search for the cause and any remaining survivors. Locked inside a bathysphere, players are dropped into a mysterious blood ocean to search for materials to sustain the remnants of humanity. With no windows, the only way to guide yourself is a radar and a blurry camera to capture your findings. The single-room play area quickly becomes increasingly claustrophobic, even more so as you slowly realize you aren't alone in these waters. Number 5. Dead Space. Like John Carpenter's The Thing on steroids, players are dropped into the nightmare of the Ishimura, which has become overrun with horrendously mutated creatures born and grafted from the remains of the once human crew on board the enormous mining vessel. With dangers able to attack you from every side due to their affinity for crawl spaces and vents, the flickering lights and constant screeches and howls from within the walls immediately put the player on edge. Simply surviving the necromorphs is unsettling enough, but uncovering the origins of the creatures and its effects on those who come in contact with it proves to be just as unnerving.
Try and relax, Mr. Clark. Convergence is so close. Maybe your death will tip the balance.
Number 4. Poppy Playtime.
She loves watching you play. When you're having fun, she's having fun. The new Mommy Longlegs from Playtime Co. What's the time?
Initially appearing as yet another in a long line of mascot horror games, the cutesy nature of the game's central characters is stripped away, and the deeper you go into the Playtime Co. facility, the more disturbing and unsettling the world becomes. Full of horrific experiments, many including orphaned children, and a mad scientist obsessed with his creations, to the point where he murdered all the remaining staff at the facility, the public face of the toy company hides its disturbing true nature. With each subsequent chapter, the inner workings and history of Playtime Co. become more horrific, and considering the story is still ongoing, we can only imagine what horrors are waiting to be uncovered.
If I were you, I'd start running.
Number 3. Little Nightmares. Any game that puts you in the shoes of a child is already going to be more terrifying, making you feel even more helpless than you already would in a typical horror scenario. Little Nightmares doubles down on this already suspenseful setup by hunting players with some of the most unsettling and horrific creature designs in decades. The deeper you find yourself in the maw, the massive ship within the game, the more disturbing each encounter becomes. Limiting the player's options to run and hide only amplifies this feeling of helplessness as the oppressively dark atmosphere swallows you in its grimy depths, pulling you further into your little nightmares. Number 2. Visage.
I haven't seen you out of the house in about 3 weeks. Is everything all right? Could you call me just to let me know everything's fine?
Haunted houses are such a classic horror staple, it's surprising that games don't adapt this style of horror more often. Heavily inspired by Hideo Kojima's Silent Hills teaser PT, Visage allows players to explore their house as the paranormal activity becomes increasingly more prevalent and aggressive. What makes Visage so terrifying is the way it takes the familiar, in this case a family home, and uses the family's hidden secrets to make you feel like a stranger, someone who isn't supposed to be there. The game's opening sets up the events of the game and is arguably more horrifying than anything else within the game, but in attempting to escape your own personal hell, the layers of terror slowly peel back and the entire playthrough becomes even more unsettling.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Silent Hill 2.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Silent Hill already has some of gaming's most disturbing lore, but the nightmare was deepened even further with James Sunderland's arrival in the fog-laden town. Forced to confront his own demons brought to life, as players uncover more about the town, they also discover the disturbing history that led James there in the first place. Full of nightmare imagery, twisted creatures, and 2 versions of the world to explore, the game focuses more of terrifying the player's psychological state of mind rather than in-your-face terror. And because of that, alongside incredibly memorable characters and foes, Silent Hill 2 remains the benchmark for survival horror, and one of the most memorably upsetting video game experiences of all time.
It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you.
What was the creepiest video game experience you ever had? Let us know your trauma in the comments below.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.